So again, what happens if you file it and you're shooting for a number and you're too big? Well, worst case, you have a little blow by. What happens if your gap's too tight? Worst case, we're bringing land. Showing pictures of that before. It's not fun. And, frankly, I'd rather deal with a little bit of smoke. Obviously, if I'm going to do something that's like, wicked high power, there's a machine shop guy near me. Well, he's not even really near me. He's actually quite a far drive for me. But if I want something done and done right, and like I know it's going to last me a very, very, very long time, I take it to him. But again, it's just kind of, this is stock rebuild. And like I said, with as little mileage as we do, or that we drive per year, let's say the way I do things cuts my life expectancy of the engine to 50,000 miles. It lasts 50,000 miles. That would take 5 years for me to reach at my current mileage usage that I drive. So, it's not really a thing, Now I've taken stuff to the machine shop, to that machinist that we had anticipated on keeping for a long time, which we ended up not keeping it for a long time. And, he done phenomenal work. So I have nothing against him. He's a great guy. Again, it's just kind of far for me. And what I'm trying to accomplish here isn't dedicated race car or super precision, really. I mean, following some rings. 0.20. Top rings are perfect. Both of them are coming in at 0.20. Yep, 2.4. So we overshot that one, but just a little bit. Not biggie. And I would much rather. This will have a functioning PCV system, so it'll help sell the rings. Plus, we will eventually go forced induction. So we have a lot of cars. Went by, hanging out. We go to the lake a lot. That's what we do just about every weekend. He's got a Nautique, and I've had like 2 or 3 boats during this time. I really do have a problem. We go, we surf, we wakeboard, we do that kind of stuff. And we went out to his house one time, just hanging out, and he took me for a ride in the 347 wagon. I think he said it makes somewhere a little north of 800. Go out for a pull, and that thing was just dumb, like, and sketchy as shit. It was old. It's an older, it's like a 1980s. Gray Marquise wagon is what it is. There's no traction control. Your traction control. We go for a ride, and that's when I realized, like, an actual, like, putting a feel, a seat of the pants feel with a number. So 800 horsepower, I know what 800 horsepower feels like. And that's when I kind of came up with the conclusion that, man, 800 horsepower on the street is dumb. Like, that's a handful. So finally I done upgrades on my green Mustang, my 8.2 deck, and got to a reliable 400 wheel and 450 torque. And that was so much fun on the street, like super fun. You don't have to run a drag radial. It's advisable, but you don't have to. You are gonna be, traction challenged, if you will. But for the most part, it's fun. 800, a little more complicated. It was a little more complicated to keep traction, and he had radials, so still complicated to keep traction. And so that's when I came up with my numbers, like where I want my numbers to be. And so this particular build is going to be for 420. I'm shooting for 425, 420, 400 to 425, somewhere around in there. On muscle, so just motor. And then based on my ring gap, a decent shot of nitrous should get it done. Should get me to 520, 500 or so horsepower. And that on a 5-speed, because this is going to retain, the Mach 1 is going to retain the stock for as long as possible anyway. The stock 3650 that it came with for the dual overhead cam. So yeah.